Whoops. That was hilarious. What's up, everybody?
Apparently everybody's sick right now.
That was super funny.
That was.
I've had, excuse me, I've had a thing for like, well, I had some like congestion, was it last week? Or the week before? But I've had like a strange tickle for the last, you know what? I forgot to turn these lights back up. For like most of the morning. I don't know what the deal is. Anyways, that's not good enough. It's the camera. There we go.
Oh, I thought we looked better. We look a little tan. It's not.
There
not
we
real.
go. That looks better.
That does.
All right. Well, there we are. There we are. Anyways, it's a rough Friday.
It's a rough Friday, I think, for both of us.
Well, it's been a busy Friday for me, a rough Friday for you, I think.
A busy Friday for me, for
Friday.
Sure. Yeah.
Before we get into all of that stuff, do I have a monitor on? I do.
I was wondering what we were hearing. Yeah. It's like, why is it so much louder in my left ear?
Why is there an echo? Well, it's because it's on Disney Plus and it just came out. Anyways, dumb joke. Before we get started with everything, hey, check this out. Go follow me over on Instagram at The Wild Dinosaur. There's some cool art you'll see there.
Shit.
You'll find all kinds of cool stuff there. Also, go over to wilddinosaur.com. Guess what? I have new B-roll. Check it out. There's the new B-roll.
Whoa.
This is what the website looks like. There's the No Friends video and the Smell the Rain video right there on the homepage. And guess what? Right up there at the top, there's that merch tab. Right there.
That's nice.
And then there's the mugs and all kinds of stuff. You got some cool designs and t-shirts, sweatshirts, and stickers and mugs and framed prints and.
Be the envy of all your friends with a Wild Dinosaur T-shirt.
You want to be in the Wild Dinosaur.
You want to be in the club?
Yeah, you want to get in the club, the Wild Dinosaur
Club Wild
Club Kids,
Club Wild D.
Oh yeah, I always forget about the tote bags. I used to add, like pop those up like regularly.
Those tote bags do look great and they're useful.
Dude, I've had like 2 or 3 of them for about. When did I start the store? I think I've had 2 or 3 of them since before.
Never had to pay the 10-cent bag fee.
never, because I have like 3 of them in my car. I think I have 1 from my old shop, and then like 2 or 3 from my new shop, and
they
they're
fit pretty nicely if you fold them up, throw them in your back pocket.
Oh yeah. I think I've demonstrated that on an episode before.
Oh,
Maybe
nice.
I should do that one more time. Is show everybody what not just because I don't have a tote bag in here. This is like one of the few days I don't have a tote bag in my room. But I could demonstrate proper rolling technique for back pocket use for a grocery store.
I think that would be doing America a great service.
I think somebody's got to do America a great service because nobody else is doing it.
Nobody else is willing to. No.
So buy a tote bag from wilddinosaur.com and I'll show you how to shop properly at the grocery store. Yeah. So the website has been updated. You can find those new videos linked there. The store is there. There are links to all the other music stuff. There's on the music tab. If you go up there to the top where that merch tab was, there was like news, which is like blog posts that I do every once in a while. And then there's music tab. There's links to not just my stuff, but New Pants as well. There's the New Pants video that I did. And then the two EPs that are linked there through the Spotify.
You gotta do like 4 EPs to beat the beta band because they only had 3 EPs.
Yeah, shit, dude. Well, that's partly on you as well.
Yeah, well, we could be the alpha band. We are the
Should
alpha
New
band.
Pants come back for 1 or for 2 more EPs?
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
Stay tuned.
Man, okay. I have a lot of stuff to get through before we start getting into conversations. Because I know you need to vent for a while.
I know, it's all good.
About
this is Jon Does.
Yeah, I know, but look, the pharmaceutical industry, garbage, and
trash.
you should be able to vent about that here on Jon Does.
Yeah.
But let's get through some stuff real quick. Okay, let's just get into the everyone's favorite segment. It's the AI segment. We all know what the AI segment's about. It's everyone's favorite segment.
It's certainly my favorite segment. One of mine.
This is the thumbnail that we got. I didn't use a frame grab like I sometimes do of the first couple of frames after, because I just wanted to keep this pure.
I love it.
Does. Jon does.
Did you wait? Hold up. Did you run an AI of this?
What do you think?
I hope so. Because if so, I can't wait to see it.
Well, I mean, I don't think we would be doing an AI segment if I didn't do one. Because there's like 2 weeks I didn't do.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry. There's a.
Well, because I mean, this thumbnail is brilliant on its own.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. This is just.
I like the attack helicopter. I didn't notice that at first.
I tried to make an attempt at like a really bad movie poster.
Well, it looks like something that you and I would both watch on Tubi.
I think we did see this movie on Tubi. This movie's already been made.
This movie is like it's like Scarface, but I'm trying to think of a take on the title.
Scratch face.
Yeah, which makes sense with the eye patch. High face.
I was trying to. Okay. So really the thumbnail came from I wanted to Photoshop my head on this guy that I follow on Instagram, and that's his body that my head's on.
It fits.
But then like after I did that, I was like, James Bond was like the first thing I thought, and so I just kind of went with that.
Hell yeah.
Pat
I love
as
it.
Blofeld is great. The eye patch really worked because I was going through the pictures that I have like saved in my Photoshop document for thumbnails, and the Hiram Singh one was just like, oh, that's fucking perfect.
Dude, I could low-key see myself wearing that jacket.
You should. Chairman Pat.
I know.
All right.
I'd look like even more of a communist.
More. Have you heard Pat's politics? Just kidding. All right. Are you
well,
ready
listen
for
up, comrade.
Comrade Dino.
We're getting off track already. I love it.
All right. Are you ready for this? Are you ready?
I think so.
All right.
Should I be prepared? Do I need to sit down?
Yeah, you probably should be sitting down for this.
Yes.
I think I only did 12 seconds on this because it like they start to fade out.
I like I like your asymmetrical haircut.
Yeah.
They give you like a Karen type haircut.
I like how they did some like trippy motion background now.
Yeah, that's tight.
That's like some After Effects thing.
I like how the car stays perfectly still too.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna keep the Aston Martin. Everything else is going.
Yeah. Well, like maybe change the hue of the Aston Martin a little bit. Like add some pink.
That still looks like me right there on the side profile. Like it's not that far off.
Pat McGinnis.
Hey, don't get me confused with that chin list.
Chairman Pat McGinnis.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that was the AI one. I have another one that I made earlier today. I just showed Pat. We're not gonna be able to hear it because there's no audio coming through.
Me
Yeah,
while
but they
I
can.
For us.
slip into
Yeah, they
a more
can hear.
comfortable jawline. And maybe a new hat
This is what every
like this one that I like to wear.
Right there, you
when
morph
I'm
into Glenn
riding my
Powell.
horse
Like I said.
with no
for
shit
sure.
on. All greased up.
I mean, that would be honestly that would be pretty nice if Glenn Powell played you in a movie.
Speaking of Glenn Powell, I don't know if you heard this, and you might be excited, you might be a little disappointed. I guarantee your dad will be fucking stoked about this.
There's going to be a
Top Gun 3 is in development.
yes.
I think Glenn Powell and Miles Teller are both coming back.
Hell yeah.
Tom Cruise is also set to return. Yeah,
why not?
that was some
Why
news
not,
that
right?
came out this
Why
week.
not turn it into an actual franchise? It may
mean-
make the last one a little less special.
I think if they do one more, they should keep it at one more.
Yeah.
I don't really need to see more. I mean, I don't know. I think
Those are just expensive movies to make.
well, they are, but they also make a lot of money
Oh,
too.
yeah.
I mean, the first one, both. I think I don't know what the second one did, but the first one is like the number one like Navy recruitment tool like ever. Or
Why wouldn't it be, dude? When I saw that movie as a kid, I wanted to be a pilot.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to be a pilot anymore.
Not after seeing the second one.
Actually,
After flying those old Russian jets.
You know what?
Sorry, it wasn't Russia. It was an ambiguous country that looked like Russia.
The enemy.
Sounded like Russia. It smelled like Russia.
They were the enemy.
They were the enemy.
That's all you need to know.
If it walked like a Russia, it talked like a Russia.
Well, listen here, comrade, because I got something to say. No, what actually I was going to mention, just talking about that and talking about wanting to be a pilot, I recently got to experience my brothers have the MetaQuest 2 virtual reality headset. Dude, it is sick.
Do some flight simulators on
That's
there.
what I want to do. But like, you can make somebody could program a game where it's not even an actual plane cockpit that you're in. You can just fly. How cool would that be?
You just put your arms out and you
something
just
like
start
that.
flying.
Like it just feels like you're flying, and you're looking around, you're looking down, and everywhere you look, it's like you're flying. That would be incredible.
You know, it'd be hilarious. Actually, I was watching some video earlier, and it was, you know how like in like I don't know, various like jungle areas, they'll have like zip lines where like local people will be like, you do the zip line with us, and you can like float through the jungles or
For sure.
I saw one where this lady was getting ready to do it. And they had to like put in a couple of things, and they put a back one on, so she was like flying. She was like, she had her harness on the top half, and then there was a second harness where they put her feet up.
That's awesome.
And I was thinking, like, as you were just saying that, I was like, what if you had that like Oculus thing on, and you're doing a flight simulator while you're doing that?
I mean, dude, maybe you should scratch that from the record, because we're gonna have to put that into practice as a business. I think that's straight up. You could pay people. People would pay a lot of money to experience something like that.
It would be hilarious because you would be doing an actual thing that you would be like wanting to use an Oculus for. Like, oh, I can't go like zip lining normally, but then you get on the zip line and then you put an Oculus on and you're not paying attention to like the actual zip line part of it. You're in a flight simulator.
You don't have to be paying attention to that. Make sure that somebody else is there to pay attention for you. And
on a zip line, you're pretty much by yourself.
Well, you know what I mean? Like employees working the zip line or whatever, could be making sure that you're safe.
I don't know how many of these zip lines have employees. More just like community leaders.
Just like go ahead and strap in, and you know what? You're good.
Yeah, use this stick to like slow down when you get towards the end.
Just a little like instruction guide when you show up. Nobody's there to supervise. Yeah, that doesn't seem safe.
It'd be like equivalent to like going skydiving and using an Oculus to do like your taxes while you're skydiving.
What? Okay. What I was thinking is it would be perfect in those like what do you call those, like the skydiving simulator type things, you know, with the giant fan.
Yeah.
But throw a headset on too, and you could come up with all sorts of
those aren't really
applications.
simulators. You are actually like flying.
True, you kind of probably have to pay attention.
It's you have to like have your senses about you, so you don't like
get injured.
Fly into the glass.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Because it's like a glass tube with a fan at the bottom. Right?
But all I'm saying is that it's crazy where we're going, where we're headed with this technology.
I want to do one of those indoor skydiving things.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do. We should do one of those, but do an episode live from that.
That'd be awesome. I don't know if I could do a live stream, but I definitely like strap on a GoPro.
Oh yeah, you got that 360.
I got that 360. That would be fun, dude. You know, it'd be really cool is to be able to do one of those with like a GoPro strapped on and like a guitar with me. So I'm like up in the air like.
So I'm sure Eddie Van Halen wanted to do that.
Same with Tommy Lee.
Tommy Lee kind of did do that.
Kind of did, yeah. All right. Well,
what else we got?
That was it for the AI stuff, but that was fun, and I'm glad we had that Top Gun conversation because I heard about that yesterday. I think I heard that from was that Jeff? Was that a Jeff Snyder thing? That might have been a Jeff Snyder thing. Okay, so there are things to be aware of this month with this show. There are some big episodes coming, and then there's a week that we are taking off, and I'll tell you all about those right now. First of all, on the 24th of this month, which is a Wednesday, my new record, I Have No Friends on This Planet, will be out and streaming.
Yo, I take offense to that statement.
My new record that Pat helped work on. Actually, I did steal some stuff from Pat for that.
No, I just take offense to the title. You know, no, I have no friends on this planet, motherfucker. What am I?
You don't live on this planet.
Oh, you know what,
bro? You were almost late to the episode because you had to fly in from outer space.
That's right.
And now you're back from outer space.
And I will survive.
With that sad look upon your face.
That's my standard, just state of being.
So, yeah, the record is going to be out on the 24th. On that Friday, which is the 26th, we will be doing a listening party. We're going to have a good old time. We're going to listen to all of the tracks. I'm going to talk about them. If you guys want to ask questions, if you want to join the live stream, ask questions. If you want to be like, hey, your guitar sucks, you should stop playing guitar, I will probably cry, but I'll take note.
If you want to tell them, hey, John, your record's being used as an alt-right propaganda tool, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, as long as I'm making money, because I'm making nothing right now. If I have to replace this hat with a red one, then all right. No, I'm just kidding. Let's not do that. There's going to be another episode soonish. We haven't worked out the details, but Ryan's going to come back for another episode. We're going to do a whole krautrock episode. Instead of doing like the 90s nostalgia thing, we're just going to do a full conversation about like the entire genre of krautrock. And
nice. Yeah, sounds good.
the importance that both of us heavily take heavy inspiration from, a genre that we both like a lot, and there's a lot of influential bands from that era that we'll talk about. There will not be an episode on February 2nd. And the reason there won't be an episode on February 2nd is because that week
Groundhog Day
is Groundhog Day. And I'm going to be living in a loop with Bill Murray. Actually, that's kind of what's going to happen. So Pat and I have this friend, Ian. He's.
You just said you didn't have any friends on this planet.
Well, dude,
get your story straight. No.
Art's not literal. Except for turning Japanese, because that song's definitely about masturbation. And that's kind of
that's also still not literal.
Yeah,
he's
it's
not
a metaphor.
literally turning Japanese.
Toxic. That's a literal song. Because you know that you're toxic.
Yeah, dude.
And you gaslight.
It's literal because she's talking about the Toxic Avenger in that song.
Exactly. Literal.
It's literal.
Played by Peter Dinklage. I think that's happening.
But
there's a new Toxic Avenger movie. I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
With Peter Dinklage coming.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm lying about that.
We'll get back to you on that.
I'll have to double check that. So yeah, no episode on February 2nd because our friend Ian is going to be moving back from the East Coast to the West Coast. And I'm going to fly out and help him drive across country. So I will be driving across country that week.
Sounds like an experience.
It's gonna be fun, and so that's what I when I said trapped in a loop on Groundhog's Day with Bill Murray. Ian's the Bill Murray situation.
You know what?
The car is the loop.
Yeah. Man, I had
that's gonna be so much fun.
I've had some great road trips with Ian in the past. Some crazy shit too. That's gone down, like the wheel flying off on the way back from Vegas.
Oh man!
Yeah, I mean, just some like that's
their
honestly,
wheel fell off their car. That happened.
That's honestly like a fucking cartoon. That's like a cartoon. Straight up, that's not normal. Like you don't see that every day.
So I still have some news to get into, but we got some time. So why don't you just tell us that story real quick?
You want me to tell you the story?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little embarrassing for me because it is straight up. It is my fault. Like, my car was making some sounds that I wasn't really sure what was going on.
Well, okay. Preface this. How old were you? What year was this?
I was maybe like 23.
Okay, fair enough.
22, something like that. So I was pretty young.
We all make stupid car mistakes and decisions.
I think I was 23, and it was Halloween. We went to Vegas because not only was it like Halloween in Vegas, but there was also the WRS final, the World Rolling Series. So there was a big like rollerblading competition that we wanted to check out, and a bunch of people that we knew were going to be there, and we went, and it was the car was still making sound on the way down, but we were like, whatever, you know, like, oh, I'll get this fixed, checked out when I get back, you know, not a big deal. We had this all planned. When everything was fine, everything went good. We had a great time. Crazy. I mean, Vegas on Halloween, you can imagine how nuts it is. It's just like it's an experience.
Yeah.
And
we were there in August and it was kind of crowded.
Yeah. Well, it's crowded all the time.
I mean, yeah, it's Vegas.
But on the way back, like we're just like cruising along, and we actually got pretty far. Like we made it back from people I'm sure that are listening to this might be familiar with the drive from Vegas to LA and vice versa.
I think there's a lot of people that are familiar with the Zizix.
Yeah, okay. So
exit.
We weren't okay. That's a classic, but we weren't there. We were way further than that. So we actually got back to around Victorville, and all of a sudden, the car was still making some sounds and stuff. But again, we were more than halfway back, and all of a sudden, it's just like poof. And the wheel flew off the car. This was the front. Let me think about this. This was the front driver's side wheel. All right. So not just the tire. No, this is the entire wheel. So rim and tire. What happened was I just had recently gotten some new tires put on. And I guess I don't know what the hell they did, but they must have like over tightened it or something. And the bolts just like broke off. The lug nut straight up broke off, and the wheel flew off. And hopefully nobody experienced any sort of like accidents or injuries because of that wheel, because it went clear across like the center divider. It was pretty crazy. And then the car dropped down, and luckily Ian was driving at the time. He's driving my car, and he like was able to pilot it in a way that we just kind of like skid off to the side of the road off of like an exit. So everything, he couldn't have done a better job in that situation. It was pretty terrifying. And then we got a tow all the way back to where we live, to my house.
That is gnarly.
It was so wild. Yes.
My buddy Jason was telling me a story recently about something kind of similar happened, but they were towing a trailer, and he had to like pull off onto the side of the highway and like Jimmy rig, like it was. Jason's a very handy person.
Yeah,
and he's. I'm
not.
Yeah. Jason was building like go-karts and cars with his dad when we were in like elementary school.
Yeah.
So yeah, he had to like pull off onto the side of the freeway. I think this was in Pasadena area. And he had to like zip tie the like axle back on.
Wow. All right. Let me just say, I am a little more handy now than I used to be.
Sure. I mean,
I've actually changed a tire myself, if you could believe it.
Ooh. I've changed a diaper or two.
A diaper? Yeah, your own.
Yeah, I know. It's just because I'm lazy and I don't like going to the bathroom. I don't like getting up when I'm playing video games.
No judgment here, brother.
I actually started playing Ghost of Tsushima again.
Nice. Hey, that's a great game. It's a fantastic game.
It's a fucking great game. It is one of my favorite games. I was thinking I might have... I think most of the people here know that I'm not like the biggest of gamer, but the last like 3 or 4 years, I've been gaming probably more than I have in the majority of my life.
Yeah, and certainly more than I've ever seen.
Yeah, and there's just a list of games that are great, but I think I might do like my favorite like video games.
I think you might be better at video games than me at this point.
I'll definitely kick your ass in Mario Kart.
That we know.
I don't know. It's been a minute since I played that. With Mario Kart, we had like a phase for a while where Mario Kart was like, well, fuck, let's just throw on Mario Kart, let's play it. And then it got, I mean, this Mario Kart has been out since the Wii U.
Yeah.
That's the last
it's the same one.
It's the same one. And they've just been releasing courses. And I paid for those courses like a long time ago, and they just keep like dropping them. And it's like every 6 to 8 months or something like that they drop now. So I'll like check out the courses for
you always have like new tracks
for like 2 hours, and then I'm just like I'm over it.
I know this game.
Yeah.
But it is a classic, and it's always fun to play with a bunch of people.
Yeah, it is great, and you know I'm not dissing on Mario Kart. It's a classic game.
How can you,
dude?
Dude, we got down on the Super Nintendo one.
So much. Back
when he gets here, we'll have to get down because that's one game that I think we were all pretty equal at.
Yeah.
The Super Nintendo Mario Kart. So it was always fun to play that. I would usually kick his ass, but we'll see if he's gotten any better.
What was it? Oh yeah, I'll probably do like a list of my favorite games at some point. I don't want to do like a top 10 list games of 2023 because like I think I played like two new games. I think it was Tears of the Kingdom and the Miles Morales game. Wait, I don't remember when Miles Morales came out. That might have been 2022.
Yeah. So not of the year, but just in general, right? Like
yeah.
you just played Red Dead Redemption 2 recently.
Yeah, I don't play games enough to like be on top of all of the new games. I just play games that look interesting to me. Like one of the first games after it was when I was getting back into it was before the PlayStation, before I bought the PlayStation. I bought the Assassin's Creed pack that they had for Switch. And it was like Rogue and Black Flag.
Right, Black
Flag is fucking awesome. That game still to this day. I mean, look, I played it for the first time in like 2018. No,
but it
like
had been out
19.
for like several years already.
Yeah, it came out in like 2013, and I like the first time I played it was like 2019 or something like that.
I've
and
watched
I'm just
you
like,
play that a little bit. Those sea battles are super sick.
Dude, the sea battles are great.
And that's just like a very tiny part of the game.
And I don't know. I'm curious about this because that game was so popular that they were gonna do like a separate spin-off game, and it's still like it's supposed to come out this year.
You mentioned though, like Ubisoft was gonna do some sort of
it's called Skull and
MMO.
Bone,
but it's like a.
I think it's all
only.
online.
Yeah,
I think so, and like it looks cool. They've been doing. I think for the last like year or so, they've been like giving it out like demo versions out to like people to play, and show off gameplay and stuff. I don't think it's out yet, and I'm not sure if it's only online. It looks kind of cool, but if there's not like I don't know. I'm very much a story mode, like first person kind of video game player.
You have to play at your own pace.
Yeah, and so if they have like a story mode, I'll play that. But I'm not interested in playing online.
That's fair.
But hey, look, I still have news to drop. We still haven't even gotten to the big announcement yet, but the next thing is I am working on my next record. Pat's already heard some of it. It's nice. You guys can't see it. I have two whiteboards over here. I have a larger one that has like a list of all my projects, and then I have a smaller one, and that's confined to like one project, so I can keep like write notes and stuff like that. Write all of.
Dude, let me tell you just quickly a quick aside. Some bullshit that happened to me regarding a whiteboard recently.
Okay.
Is
this racial?
No.
Okay. Was it whiteboards versus blackboards or anything like that?
Nothing like that.
Good.
So I had purchased a whiteboard a while ago, and I went to open it. This is like from Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm opening up the Amazon box with a straight edge, right? Like cutting it.
And you cut your hand off?
No, I cut into the whiteboard. Like, what kind of idiot packs something like that? Like, put something in front of it. Because I literally sliced into the whiteboard.
That's okay. I mean,
it's okay. It's not a big deal, but it's still usable.
Yeah, it's absolutely still usable.
Like, what are you doing?
It's a whiteboard.
The packaging. I don't know.
It's a whiteboard.
Yeah, it was like it was like $12 or so. It wasn't a big deal, but
I also like I don't order stuff that much, but I like we live in an age where everybody orders shit constantly. And I do see the frustration that people have of like, well, they just didn't give a shit when they packaged my product, and that's frustrating.
Exactly. Like if there was just some sort of like surface or something, like some packaging on top of it, I wouldn't have cut into it. And maybe that was the way that I opened the package too, but I wasn't expecting that.
Well, also the other thing, Pat, is you got to stop using a broadsword to open up boxes.
Yeah, I should. Maybe I'll just go with like
those are better for beheadings than
I might switch to the rapier.
The rapier.
Those are your words, not mine.
Pat's a little rapier. Yeah. Okay, so we went on that whiteboard journey for a second.
But I'm loving it, by the way.
Have you been using it?
Yeah, I use it. Right now I'm using it. I'm doing like a different musical key every month.
Nice.
So right now it's C. We're starting out with the basic C.
So this is month one.
This is month one.
Okay.
It was going to be a week, and then I decided I want to. There are 12 keys. We got 12 lines. Let's do it.
Okay.
So I've been practicing.
Oh yeah,
C.
You've been practicing in C. Why not in W?
There is no well.
There is if you
Look.
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 Our parents told us we could do anything we wanted. If there's a W chord, then there is, and I will find it.
www.chord.
www.wilddinosaur.com.
Best place to support the channel. All right. So what's the what other news you guys? So you got the album coming out.
I was just gonna say about the whiteboards. The reason I was getting into the whiteboards is I've redone them, and it's really nice because like for months I'll look at these whiteboards and there's all these projects that I have that I want to do, and they just sit there stagnant, you know, until they get finished, and then maybe they get crossed off or whatever. But when the little whiteboard, that's like the project that I'm working on that has all the, like, that's wiped clean. It's all gone. The No Friends EP is gone. It's completely wiped off of that whiteboard because the project is done and it's been submitted and it's just waiting for the approval of the Midnight Society. That's all.
And now it is the new.
Now the new record's on there, and the new record has like twice as many songs, and there's at least 2 more songs I'm gonna re-record.
Nice.
I'm gonna re-record that last one, and I have 2 more that I'm recording.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's actually probably gonna be a full length record. There's probably gonna be like 9 or 10 tracks on that one.
I can't wait.
So that's all that's happening there. And are you guys ready for the big news? Are you guys ready for any news? Because it's not like I drop news all the time.
Are you ready for some
Only
football?
every week I'm just like, hey guys, look at the art projects I'm working on. I have been working on a music video for somebody for months. And I've mentioned it many times. The music video is done. It is submitted for the approval of a separate Midnight Society. And I can announce who I've made the music video for. Are you ready, Pat?
I'm ready.
Pat has no idea who this person is. I've told Pat who this person is, but he still doesn't know. I'm just kidding. No, probably a lot of people don't know who he is. But I've made a music video for his name is David Leaphart. There was a delay on that one. If you're familiar with David Leaphart, he comes from like public access television, and he like works with puppets.
I remember being a kid and watching some public access television and really like finding it hilarious. I can't recall even what it was or anything, but it was just, I was maybe in like middle school at the time. And I was like, dude, you guys got to check out public access. Like, there's some awesome stuff on there. Public access was YouTube before YouTube.
Oh yeah, I mean that's what YouTube is
Yeah.
public access now. That's why there aren't public access stations
Yeah.
anymore. As the internet just destroyed them.
But honestly, like that was such a great platform. I mean, you had Wayne's World.
Well, thanks for stealing my thunder about the whole announcement, Pat.
Well, let's talk about it.
Oh, are we going to talk about that or public access?
We can talk about that.
Just kidding. No, this video is done. Pat's watched it. Pat hated it.
I
was
loved
like, This
it.
is the worst thing you've ever done.
It was great.
He's like, you should just stop doing this and just go to like, I don't know, be a businessman. 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 You should just be a businessman.
I can't believe I sound like that.
Hey, John. That's how you. This is, want me to do an impersonation of you? Okay, this is my Pat. Hey, John, how's it going? I'm Pat.
Bravo. It gets the golf clap.
No, my best impersonation actually is Elon Musk. You ready?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Elon Musk. Wonderful. That was hilarious. Ooh, I got another one. You ready? It's Morgan Freeman.
I don't think I'm ready.
It's Morgan Freeman. I'm gonna go from South African to African American.
All right.
Hi, this is Morgan Freeman.
Wow, that was fantastic. Are you sure that's not Morgan Freedman?
No, but I can do him too.
No, I prefer not. I think the audience has an idea.
So yeah. Anyways, that was the big announcement. Is that video I've been working on is for David Liebhart.
Well, I'm excited because I think the video looks awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm excited because I'm now going to be on Tim and Eric. I'm just kidding. That'd be awesome.
That's news.
That'd be fucking awesome. That's face there. Tim and Eric's not even still on. They don't make
it. Doesn't matter. I don't even know what you were talking about. I was
You're
just
like,
super excited here for a second.
That would be amazing.
No, but I think you mentioned David Liebhart has worked with Tim and Eric in the past.
Yeah, he's been on the Tim and Eric show a number of times. This is something I keep forgetting about, and I can't remember the name of it now, but there was this girl made a movie last year, and there was a legal battle because it is like it's a parody of Batman, but I guess I don't remember all the logistics behind it, but they basically Warner Brothers didn't want them to put this out or whatever. But I'd read some articles about it, and David Liebhart's in it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's a weird parody of Batman. And there's a lot of people that played various villains, and I think David Liebhart plays Ra's al Ghul. And I'm like, I need to see this movie so bad.
Yeah. If anybody else has seen it, send a link. Post a link in the comments.
It's not out.
Oh, it's not out.
It never got. It hasn't been released because of
legal.
Yeah, because of legal stuff. They're claiming it's a parody, and I think that there's maybe I don't know. There was talk about James Gunn's really cool, and that maybe they'll with James Gunn over there at DC, they might let them put it out, but I don't know. I still really want to see that movie.
A couple of weeks ago, we were talking about stuff hitting the public domain, right?
Oh yeah, there's
Mickey
a bunch
Mouse,
of stuff. Yeah,
the Steamboat Willie. I saw somebody made an awesome beat out of the Steamboat Willie whistle, the little whistle tune.
Yeah,
from that. Yeah, they sampled it and they chopped it up and
nice.
Did a different melody from that. It was really good.
There's gonna be so much. I mean, it's cool that people are talking about public domain stuff. There's a lot of really interesting things to think about when it comes to public domain. But there's things that enter the public domain every year. There's a lot of things, and we don't talk about them. We don't hear about them much, but it's the reason that people are talking about Mickey Mouse specifically is because the only reason we have these laws is because
the reason it's
Disney
it is what
the
it is.
only company that has fought legally to change copyright laws. Because it used to be
I've watched some information on it too.
Yeah,
and it's so extended. They're the ones that they're basically the ones that got the law changed.
Yeah, so it used to be. I might have the exact details slightly wrong, but it was originally copyright was the life of the artist or author plus so many years.
Maybe 50 or something?
It was 30 or something like that. And Disney fought to extend that. And I think now it's the life of the author plus it's either 75 or 90, somewhere in that range.
Jeez.
Because I can't do math off the top of my head. But yeah, they've single-handedly changed those laws. No other corporation has done that. And so they have been protecting Mickey Mouse for all that time. But they're in a position where it's they don't need to care anymore.
Yeah.
They have, because it's not all Mickey Mouse is in public domain. It's that specific version of Mickey Mouse. And so they have all of their other versions.
Who's not even as iconic. I don't think that version is as recognizable as the classic, the more classic cartoony.
from like the late 70s to through the 80s, like iconic Mickey
or even
Mouse.
before that, like the Fantasia Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah. I should say 60s, because sometimes I think like some of those older movies were made in like the 70s, and then you're like, no, those were made in like the early
30s, like the 40s. Yeah, dude. Mickey Mouse has been around for a long time. But... Yeah.
Mickey Mouse has been telling brooms what to do for, I don't know.
I want to say Fantasia was like late 30s when it was released.
I think it was. Oh, shoot.
Yeah, it's interesting though, because they really were so ahead of the game. Walt Disney was so ahead of the game in, I know this is getting off topic, but in animation.
Oh yeah.
They pioneered so many techniques when it comes to animation.
They pioneered animation departments. Like there weren't animation and what am I trying to say?
Animation would not be what it is today without Walt Disney.
Absolutely
without the Walt Disney Company. Maybe somebody else would have come along and done something similar, but
the only other person I can think of in this kind of space that has done similar things is George Lucas, because like we talk about George Lucas because of Star Wars, but George Lucas set the precedent on how effects are made. Like there weren't VFX departments in movies prior to Star Wars. They literally created VFX departments, things like that. But yeah, it was just
conversation for another day.
Well, no, I was gonna say there's just like some people that have done some crazy shit.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, Lucas is an interesting topic of conversation because I really like George Lucas. I have my critiques of him as a director, but he's done so many great things. Like I was just mentioning, we could have hours long conversations about how that Lucas affected VFX. But the thing here's something I learned through my film studies through the UCLA is George Lucas's first film in film school that got him attention wasn't the fact that he was doing VFX, and this falls into another category that we often think about when it comes to Lucas: sound. People weren't making movies in college with sound design, and he made like this I think it was like a political montage style film, and he like sound designed the shit out of it, and like people weren't doing that at the time, and it was like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's interesting to think about.
Yeah, it was just the things that people do to make cool shit, right?
It's all in the name of making cool shit.
Right, David Liebhart? We make cool shit. Well, Pat.
Yeah.
The title of this episode was Pat's Ploy. Pat's
plot.
Yeah, I kept.
You went with the French pronunciation.
I kept thinking, which way should I go with this?
Pat's Plow.
Pat's Plow.
To take over the world.
Pat's plot to take over the world.
Yeah.
So tell us why you're frustrated first.
Oh, I mean, dude, I'm okay. Let me get into that. Yeah. Well, I'm frustrated about a lot of things, always. But this pissed me off recently. I saw how much Pfizer was charging for the COVID antiviral medication Paxlovid. Mm-hmm. I'm sure plenty of people have heard about this for COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So Paxlovid, it's a 5-day course, and apparently it tastes disgusting. My dad said he'd rather have COVID than take Paxlovid. No shit. And then not only that, I found out how much it costs. I got to see an invoice for it recently.
Yeah.
How much would you think it costs? This is just like per person, 5 days. It helps you shorten the duration of COVID, potentially. So they say.
Should I give you my opinion on what I think it should be, or what I think it is, because I know a little bit about...
What do you think it is?
What do I think it is? It's probably really expensive. It's probably in the like hundreds.
How expensive do you think?
Probably like $400 or $500.
$400 or $500 for a 5-day course?
Yeah.
It's $1,500.
Holy shit.
And like not only that, that's what we paid. That's what the pharmacy paid. I don't know what the fuck they're thinking, but like nobody should be able to profit like that off of COVID, off of the public. It's just like not right. I mean, and then also I think their vaccines are super expensive too. I want to say like those retail for at least like $150, if not more.
And you said it doesn't even, it's like not
per dose.
It's not even like a massive cure or anything. It just like lessens symptoms.
Supposedly, I don't even know if there actually is any conclusive data on this. Yeah, it's insane. I can't believe it. Like when I saw it, I was just like, "What the hell is this?" Because I saw how much Merck has something similar, and I saw how much money that was, and then I saw this, and I was just like, "What the hell is this? That can't be real." But no, sure enough, we got like 6 of them, and the total was like over 10 grand. It's just like, what in the hell is this?
Oh my god, that's insane. That's insane.
Unbelievable, dude. Absolutely unbelievable. It just makes me sick. Same with like, I can continue, but it's just gotten so bad.
I remember seeing, what was it, My Big Fat Greek Wedding or something, and like the cure-all in the Greek family was like Windex and duct tape for everything.
That sounds good.
COVID, Windex and duct tape.
Spray some Windex on your throat, you might clear it up.
Some throat coat.
Yeah. Some of that throat coat.
Get some of that throat coat.
Man, I bet throat coat would work better than Paxlovid.
Probably.
Pfizer might come and kill me now.
You know what? Pfizer, hear me out here. Maybe we can work out a deal where I get a little cut of this, right? Paxlovid, Cadbury egg.
Yeah. I am curious though to know how much like insurance.
Easter's coming up. I mean, why not?
I'm curious to know how much insurance plans are are like reimbursing. How much insurance plans are paying pharmacies? Because if not, we're just like the pharmacy's just eating that money.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know.
$1,600, dude. Like something like that. It was like $1,500, but between $1,500 and $1,600, I believe.
Okay, so this is what's happening: is corporations are going to corporate, right? Am I right?
I think so.
And so they mark up, fucking life-saving and bullshit drugs, like astronomically. Pat gets pissed off. What happens when Pat gets pissed off? Well, I'll tell you what happens. Pat fucking snaps. That's what happens.
I'm right at my breaking point. It's gonna happen. I'm just gonna, I don't know. I'm just gonna freak out. So I love that Jim Brewer from Half Baked, where he's like, "I'm not gonna do what everyone thinks I'm gonna do. Freak out, man."
Oh,
yeah.
Rest in peace. I know he's not dead, but he might as well be. No, I'm just kidding. I don't mean he might as well be. It's just like he's not funny anymore. Like,
yeah, he used to be like a really oddball. I think he was on SNL, right?
He was, yeah. So first of all, I'll admit that part of his humor changed because I matured. So, like, do you remember when he was on Saturday Night Live?
I don't remember a whole lot from him.
Goat Boy was like one of his characters where he was like half man, half goat, and he'd be like talking. He'd be in the middle of conversation. He'd be like, "Yeah, so I'm just gonna bite," you just do that. You don't remember this?
No, dude, we'll have to check it out. Yeah, that's hilarious. I just don't really remember him like. I don't remember him standing out on there. I don't think he did a whole lot.
But also, like, dude, they've been on for, 50 years?
Exactly.
And each season has had various people. Like, I don't remember who was, dude, Robert Downey Jr. was on for a season.
Was that one?
Yeah, it was like one of the worst seasons.
Almost nobody carried over to the next season.
Like, I think there was like
pretty much cleaned house.
I think there was like one or something that was like from a previous season. Yeah, something
late 80s or something like that.
I think it was that Brat Pack era.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oof. What are you talking about?
Jim Brewer.
Yeah. Okay. Fucking Jim.
But he was funny.
He was funny, and I liked some of the stuff that. One of my favorite comedy sketches for a long time was when he was talking about like what it's like inside your stomach when you drink too much. Do you remember this? It was like a stand-up special where he would do his special, and then they would cut away to like a sketch of the joke, kind of like Chappelle Show.
All right.
But like he's talking about like all the drinks in your stomach, and like they cut to it, and they have this whole like set where it looks like the inside of a stomach, and then there's a bunch of dudes that are like German. You got your like Heineken and like your Budweiser, and they're like "Und ja" or whatever. I'm butchering the joke. He does it way better. It's fucking hilarious. But then the joke is like then tequila shows up and it all goes to shit.
Yeah.
And it's like dudes come in and they're like
Bandito.
Yeah, it's so stupid. But yeah, Jim Brewer just he's gone the way of like some of the other
complaining about cancel culture type stuff.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking about this because, you know, stand-up comics these days are like, you got to talk about what's real, like Richard Pryor used to, you know? And I kind of think the audience isn't there anymore. Like, comics want to uphold this, like, oh, people just want to hear, like how it is, like Richard Pryor or George Carlin or things like that. And I'm kind of like, I don't think people want to hear that at all. I think they want to take their minds off of those things. And you guys keep talking about woke culture, politics, or whatever. And it's like, look, I never thought I'd say this. We've never needed Carrot Top more.
Or R.I.P. Gallagher.
Yeah.
Damn, dude, I remember the first time seeing Gallagher as a kid.
Dude, fucking I loved
TV,
Gallagher as a kid.
I didn't see it. I think you said you saw him live.
I have his autograph on a sock. And it's not his brother. It wasn't his twin brother. It was Gallagher.
You were saying that his twin brother was going around?
Yeah. He like sued his twin brother because he was going around as, I think, Gallagher 2 or something and doing like the exact same act. It was like,
just smashing a bunch of watermelons with like a giant hammer.
Bro, just work your brother's merch shop.
I was just like, what is this? This is the best. But I remember seeing it as a kid. I kind of had a similar experience with Weird Al. I was like, dude, why aren't more people doing these song parodies? And then I kind of realized, you know what? This is more of his thing.
You had to go and bring up two people that mean so much to me. Gallagher was one of the first, like, I shouldn't say concerts. It was a concert, but like an event that I paid money to go see.
You said that was at the Performing Arts
Center.
In
Oxnard.
Yeah.
I saw Weird Al at the same place, the Oxnard Performing Arts Center, and that was my first musical concert.
Nice. That's great. And that, I remember...
And it was a stand-up comic that opened for him.
I remember, like, I think I had... I want to say I had the album where it was a parody of the Nevermind cover, and it was him in the pool chasing a donut.
Yeah.
And I used to listen to that religiously. It had such hits as the White Stuff parody.
Was out on that one?
Yeah, the parody of what were they, New Kids on the Block.
Yeah, the Right Stuff. Yeah.
And what was another one? He always had the like polka medleys.
Yeah.
Where it was like different songs, and he just like speed through them in a polka style. The movie.
The movie is still my favorite movie of 2020. Was it 2022?
Yeah. Last year or 2 years ago now. Well, whatever.
I love that movie so much. It is Weird, the Al Yankovic story. If you haven't seen it, it is a masterpiece.
You said it's on something else now, right? Was it on Prime?
So the weirdest thing was it was Funny or Die produced it because it was a Funny or Die trailer that they made like a decade ago. They produced the movie, and then the home was on the Roku channel for like the first 6 to 8 months that it was out for some reason. Now it's out everywhere else. I ended up buying it because I'm like, fuck that. I am watching this movie every day. But yeah, it's available to rent or buy or purchase.
Big shout out to Daniel Radcliffe for that one. He just does weird shit. I love it. He made so much money off Harry Potter. He doesn't have to actually like act to survive.
That one and Swiss Army Man are great. Like those are just like weird roles.
And
was that Horns?
Guns Akimbo.
Oh, Guns Akimbo. I haven't seen that other one, Horns.
I haven't seen that either. Yeah, the one where he wakes up and he just mysteriously has horns.
Yeah. But Guns Akimbo is great. There's Samara Weaving's in that, and then somebody. Sabine.
Right.
From Star Wars.
She plays like his love interest, his ex-girlfriend or something like that.
Yeah. So that's Pat's plot to take over the world.
It's really not a plot.
Yeah, it's
happening.
It's happening. And if you're a pharmaceutical company, you better watch your ass.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. We're turning everything into placebo.
It already is. No, we're actually going to give America what they need for their money. Everybody's getting Viagra.
Hell yeah, brother.
Just every bed is Viagra. It's like in Demolition Man.
I've got a bad ulcer.
You know what? It's like in Demolition Man, Taco Bell. Taco Bell survived the franchise wars. Well, you know what? Viagra survived the drug wars of 2024.
He's the only survivor of the drug
Yeah,
wars.
this is gonna be. You know what? I'll make it. I'll make an exception. We'll say Viagra and Adderall. That's it.
They make Viagra. What was the other one you just said? Adderall, and sugar cubes. Those are the three. Those are your three medicines. And you know what? As
Sugar cubes.
well, I mean, think
right.
about it. Think about it, because the best doctor we've ever had has been Mary Poppins, and she's like a spoonful of sugar. That's you carry some sugar cubes around with you.
The best doctor we've ever had is Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins and Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman.
Okay, the second one.
She was actually.
I can't hate. I can't.
Okay.
Oh, Doc Holliday also.
Yeah, but he died of like pneumonia.
Tuberculosis.
TB. Yeah. Played by one of the greatest actors of our generation, Val Kilmer.
Oh, absolutely. That's a topic for another day.
I actually really want to rewatch Tombstone
We
one
should.
of those days.
Yeah, I've only seen it once, I believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember the
man. It's a
trailers
good
were
movie.
awesome for that. They were like some wacky trailers from what I remember.
So many good actors in that. Kurt Russell. I almost said Russell Crowe.
I wish Russell Crowe was in it too.
don't.
No way. He would have been great.
Russell Crowe's okay. I don't dislike Russell Crowe, but like adding him into that movie doesn't do anything for me. It just makes Russell Crowe be in another Western.
Remember Russell Crowe? I'd rather see a Crow.
Well, dude, there was Kurt Russell. There was Michael Biehn.
Michael, is that Sean Bean's brother?
No, he's John Connor from the first Terminator.
Oh, all right.
He was in a lot of
Wait,
stuff.
John Connor from the first, or Kyle.
Or
Reese.
sorry, Kyle Reese. Yeah, Kyle Reese from the first Terminator. Yeah, Michael Biehn was a big action star for a while, and he's in that. He was actually in an episode of The Mandalorian. He's in the one where Ahsoka pops up for the first time. Remember, they go and Morgan, who is the villain in the Ahsoka series, one of the villains, the Dathomirian.
Yeah, I know. I remember.
So she's like running that little town, and her and Ahsoka have a fight scene, and then Mando has a face off with her head of security,
And it's him.
Yeah,
I do remember that episode.
Yeah. Yeah, he's great.
They're at like that forest type planet.
Yeah. And it's like the saturation's really brought down on all. It's like a lot of reds and like blacks and stuff. But yeah. Powers Booth is in Tombstone. Powers Booth is in Dead.
I know.
Deadwood,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he ran the competing brothel.
Ty, was it Ty? Was this
Right? Was that it? Did he run a?
Yeah, he ran one of the competing
like
brothels.
across the street from
Al's.
Yeah.
Al's place. Yeah, just there's so many good people in that. Val Kilmer.
across the what do they call it? The thoroughfare.
Yeah. So okay. The reason I brought up Michael Biehn is because I've seen a couple of interviews with him recently, and he was telling the story about Bill Paxton, because him and Bill Paxton were really good friends. Apparently, Bill Paxton and James Cameron went down in his sub to the
Titanic?
to Titanic, and they literally had lunch on the deck of the Titanic.
In the sub.
They come back
outside of the sub.
yeah, outside. They didn't even have like dive suits on. They're just like kicking it. No, they had lunch on the deck of the Titanic. They come back up, and people are freaking out, and they're like, "What's going on?" 9/11 had just happened.
Oh, wow.
They were eating lunch on the deck of the Titanic when 9/11 happened. That's fucking gnarly.
That is absolutely insane. You know what? The Titanic was also headed for New York.
Yeah. It wasn't going to stop. It was actually it was going. Its final destination was San Francisco, but it was just going to keep going straight through.
Yeah, it was gonna go up through the Great Lakes and then down the Mississippi and through the Gulf of Mexico. And,
No, it's just going to go right over the United States. Just like once you get to New York, just keep going. Just like it grows
takes
legs.
up like a ghost ship, like it takes off.
It has legs all of a sudden, just like a bunch of spider legs come out, and they both just like.
That'd be terrifying. This giant boat is just walking through across country down some. Back then too, like the
I wanna
Midwest
make
was
that.
nothing. Back then, the Midwest was not what it is now. That's for sure.
There was not that much corn.
It was just like Chicago and then fields.
It was Chicago and There was just a city and nothing. Like that was all that was between like the Mississippi River and San Francisco was Chicago. That's all. That was.
Yeah, pretty much.
And actually,
is Chicago even west of the Mississippi?
I don't remember. I think the Mississippi. I think it is still west, but I don't think by much.
Yeah.
Is it Indiana or fuck? I can't remember.
I think you may be right. You know what? It's been a long time since I've been.
I can't remember where it starts, but
since I've been to the Mississippi. But yeah, I remember like driving alongside it because my uncle's family, my aunt and uncle's family, they and like my cousins, they grew up in Missouri. And it was like not too far from the Mississippi. I remember one time going to visit them, and it was back in the 90s when the Mississippi was flooding one of the times. And they were like helping out with like adding sandbags and stuff. But dude, Mississippi's crazy big. Like that is a fucking huge river.
I've never
the mighty Mississippi.
I don't think I've ever. I mean, I've flown over it, and I think I've seen it, and I'll probably see it again.
You will,
at the end of the month
for sure. Beginning of next month.
I don't think I've ever. You know, there are states that I think on this trip will be my first time being.
Interesting, yeah. I've never been to Virginia.
I've been to a bunch of places. I've been to Virginia twice. Once was last summer when I went to DC.
Ah, makes sense. Yeah.
But I did when I was younger. We did do a trip where my mom was a single parent, so we would often go with her on like work trips, and I don't remember what they were for. She was a teacher, and she would go to these conferences in various places. I remember going to like Palm Springs sometimes, but the biggest one we ever did was she had to go to DC for something, and we went with her, and then we did like a little road trip around. And we went to like Gettysburg.
Okay.
And we went to we visited like Amish country and stuff like that. It was cool. There was some cool stuff there. But yeah, Gettysburg. We should do a live stream from Gettysburg in the middle of the night, in the middle of a field. That'd be fucking cool.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, dude. Apparently, it's as people say, it's highly haunted.
Yeah,
I can imagine.
Whoa. You know what? Though I'm actually down. Maybe we could record some music or something and see if we get any like artifacts, like ghostly artifacts.
I don't know if I've told this story before. You've heard me say this before. There is a song that I recorded a long time ago. I was living in Portland at the time, and I was living at that house where I had the recording studio in the basement.
The one that I visited. Yes. I only went to one. Yeah.
And I have a song. I'd have to go through my library and see which one it was. There is a song where there is a chord change that I didn't do, and I'm playing the instrument. Like, a chord change happened. I think it might be like a MIDI file or something. I don't remember how it happened. There is an actual, like, change in the music that I did not do. But somehow it recorded it. And I'm like, what the fuck? It was weird. I'll have to go through my files. And
I recall like 10. I had not really that similar, but I recall something else like 10 years ago when you were living back here. We were it was in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
We were recording or like just like jamming on some stuff in the garage or something. And then we like went somewhere, and when we came back, I had like an arrangement done, and I was just like, I don't remember. This is more so just like me probably forgetting. I was like, I don't remember doing this arrangement.
Well, dude, you need to lay off the Viagra.
Or maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't take enough.
The Viagra Boys.
Great band.
Great band. One of my faves.
Yeah, so do we have some other news to talk about? Like, was there some? Do you want to talk about that show at all?
Well, I don't have much other news other than I don't have any sort of with regards to the David Liebhardt stuff. I don't know when they're releasing any of that. I sent my video off. It was they liked it. I'm
definitely looking forward to seeing that release, though, and see if you hear some feedback on that.
I think I emailed Jonah, so this is how I was able to work with them. Jay, who's been on the show, he's good friends with Jonah, who produces David Liebhardt's music, and so we've worked on a couple of things together. That way, I helped him. I think I've shown it off on here before. They did a comic book, and I did like a page in the comic book. And I have a signed copy of that, too. Maybe I should... Oh, dude. No, never mind. I'm getting ahead of myself. So I don't know when they are going to be doing. They don't have any announcements for when the record that they're putting out with the video I did. They don't have any news on that. They're waiting for finding out when the vinyls are going to be done because they're printing it on vinyl. And he said probably a month or two. So I'll keep everybody posted on when that music's coming out. I might try to get David or Jonah on or to call in or something. I don't know. I need to figure that out still.
But your EP is going to be out in 2 weeks.
My EP will be out in 2 weeks. Theirs will be out. Their record will be out, I don't know, a month or two. And we'll have more information on that. But just know that there's going to be a music video edited by me from David Liebhart coming in a couple months, I guess. So there's that. I guess that's it for the news, which is the news is now done.
The episode.
An hour and 8 minutes in. I do kind of want to talk about Echo for just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of it, so I haven't watched the trailer. I didn't watch the show, so let's hear it.
Okay, so Echo is a character that popped up on the Hawkeye series in the MCU. She is a Native American character, and she is also deaf. Those are part of her. I don't know. I'm not super familiar with her character in the comics. There's a lot of characters I just don't know a whole lot of deep dive stuff on. So I'm not sure if she is also disabled, but the actress is, and she has a prosthetic leg, and she is really badass with it. The character, I don't know if I got enough from the Hawkeye series to be like, I want to see a whole show of that character. How should I start this? I think overall thoughts. Echo, I thought was an okay show. They apparently, I've heard two different things. It was either originally a 6 or an 8 episode show, and they cut it to 5. So there's only 5 episodes, and they're about 30 minutes each.
Does it feel like some stuff is maybe missing?
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
Did it get the what's his name that we were just talking about a few weeks back? Zack Snyder? The Zack Snyder treatment? Left out some information that should not have been left out.
I mean, well, that was all Zack Snyder's doing because he's like, guess what? I'm going to do a director's cut.
No, but the show, you were saying that it did feel like there was some stuff that was chopped out.
Oh, you can feel it for sure.
That's kind of like a Falcon and Winter Soldier type thing.
That's what I was going to get at, is that was apparent in the Falcon and Winter Soldier that there was an arc that was happening. The pandemic happened. They chopped some stuff. Apparently it was going to be this whole, like...
they were going to unleash a virus or something.
Virus that... and
it's just too topical.
And you could tell that they re-edited it.
Yeah.
Echo is probably worse in that category of, like, you definitely... Like, characters disappear, and then you're just like, well, what? They're like, they come back, or, you know, you're just like, I missed a whole lot of something there, and it's not like I wasn't paying attention either.
Right.
I liked this show a little bit. I wanted to like it more, and not because, like, I don't know, as some people think I'm probably like an MCU shill. I'm not. They've been pretty terrible for the most part lately. I wanted this show to work because I have a lot of connection to Native American culture myself. Personally, like, sure, there's some Native American in my family history, but I've also spent time on reservations, like doing like construction work and things like that. And I really wanted to see a show because I forget, is it the Mohawk? I think it was the Mohawk tribe. Is it the Mohawk or Blackfoot? I can't remember because I think they're one tribe in the show and like a different tribe in real life that worked on it. There was a lot of collaboration between Marvel and I think it was the Mohawk. Forgive me if I'm
That's still cool,
getting
though.
that
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
And,
No matter
and,
what, I mean.
Yeah, and I really wanted that to do it because, like, Marvel's huge. You know, it's one of the biggest franchises in the world right now. And you get, like, Black Panther, you know, like, oh, you know, like, African Americans or, like, just...
Nice to have representation.
And, like, Black Panther was good. That was a good movie.
Yeah.
You know, and whatnot. But I just don't think that this show was given... Not that they didn't try to care. There's just not enough in the narrative there. Like, there's so many weird things. Wilson Fisk, this is not a spoiler because they kind of announced it. Wilson Fisk, Kingpin, Vincent D'Onofrio from the Daredevil, from the Netflix Daredevil. He was in Hawkeye. He's kind of the big villain of this one too. I didn't really buy some of what was going on there. I look, I don't want to spoil anything, and I don't want to get too into the storyline because it is a bit choppy. There's a lot of things I could say about various aspects. There's characters I really liked, but ultimately it wasn't executed very well. There's a lot to be desired with the narrative of the show. Also, I'm not totally sold on the character of Echo. I still don't care about the character of Echo. I don't root for her to, like, do all these cool things. However, I do like the actress. This is her first role. She's never been in anything before, as far as I understand. She is deaf. She communicates through sign, and they do a really good job with that too in the show. Like, the way that she communicates with the various people changes, and that's kind of cool how they, you know, like, some people sign and talk at the same time, and some people are, like, completely silent when they sign. You see cool things like that. You do get to see the representation, but ultimately it's like, I don't know. I didn't. The ending of this just was really uneventful for me. The comics side of it, you know, I wanted to see something cool. I didn't want it over Marvelized. I'm not doing a good job of describing this.
No, but I'm interested in watching it now.
It's
like to see that representation.
It's quick. It's like 5 episodes.
Yeah.
They do the thing that they do well with this is the same thing Miss Marvel does well. Is like the family stuff, like the cultural stuff is all really good.
Yeah.
For the most part, it's the comic book story arc stuff that doesn't work for me very well. But the one thing I will say. You didn't watch any of the Netflix stuff, right? The Daredevil or Punisher.
I saw some of Jessica Jones.
Okay. The first season of Jessica Jones I thought was good because of David Tennant. He was the Purple Man, the villain. Sure.
He's great at everything.
Yeah, I thought that was a okay show. Daredevil and Punisher, I think, are better shows. But then they ended up doing the Defenders. I don't know if you remember that, but
where they all teamed up.
They all teamed up.
I remember. What was it called? Iron Fist was like the worst reviewed of the bunch.
So this Echo show, kind of canonizes all of the Netflix stuff.
Okay.
So there is a possibility that there might be more Defender stuff, or like they are setting up a street level team in the MCU somewhere. I don't know if that's going to be Daredevil or Jessica Jones and Iron Fist or whoever. I don't know what that looks like because there's more characters that they can use. I don't want to see an Echo season 2 so much unless they actually do give it some time to flesh out a good story. But I'm just not that impressed with what they were trying to do, what Marvel wanted to do with the character, that I'm left with. I only really care if she maybe pops up with the Defenders or something like that in like a team. I don't necessarily need more of it. But the other thing that Marvel is doing is this show's come out under a new banner that they have called Marvel. Is it Spotlight? I think it's called Marvel Spotlight, and it's like shows where they just. I think Daredevil, when that comes out, is also going to be under this, where it's like maybe more mature. and also maybe not directly interconnected with the MCU, like kind of side stories that they don't really have to like.
I like that. Why not?
I like that they're doing that too, and I want to see them tell more stories and not just be stuck into this like.
Well, I mean,
MCU
it's Marvel,
type
so
thing.
how many stories are there? Thousands.
Dude, they still have so many they could tell, and like we've seen. I mean, just in the MCU, we've seen what 15 years of stories, and they've like barely scratched the surface.
Yeah.
Plus all of the other storylines that they've told throughout, like in the X-Men movies, and like throughout all of the other like Marvel movies that have been made throughout the years that weren't MCU. You know, like Blade or the X-Men movies. I said all that.
There's
stuff.
so much more to
There's
pull from.
so much more. But anyways, look, Echo, I think is not Echo's problem, it's Marvel's problem. I think there's some really good stuff in it, but I also think it was not very well done. They dropped all the episodes at once. I think they knew. There'd been rumors for a while that it was like this show might not be very good. Then they put out a trailer a month or two ago, and people got really excited about it because it looked kind of like the Daredevil Netflix stuff, like a little darker, a little more violent, stuff like that.
And it is.
And they even give it the MA mature rating.
Okay.
There is not much like There's like one or two scenes where I think the most prominent scene is like there's a body over a table and they've spit up blood and there's just like blood on their face. Like that's about it. Yeah. You
can see that in any like true crime documentary reenactment.
Yeah. There is like once or twice where there's like in the first episode at least, there's some fight sequences that are pretty good. And I think you see like somebody like stick a gun, like shoot somebody in the head like that real quick, and like the very obvious like CG blood come out. So there is a bit of it, but it's not on the level of the Netflix brutality where it was like, dude, Daredevil's just punching the shit out of this dude, like bare-fisted, bloody knuckles, you know, like teeth flying out and shit. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I would like to hear what other people think about Echo if they saw it. You know.
Well, also, who knows if we're going to get some more rated R Marvel stuff after Deadpool 3?
Deadpool, there's a lot riding on Deadpool. If Deadpool, I think a lot of people would agree with this. If Deadpool doesn't do well, like if it's not a good movie, Marvel should just reboot everything.
With
everything.
regards to Deadpool.
No, everything. Like start fresh with Fantastic Four or X-Men, because like people don't care about what's happening with the Marvel with Kang and all this stuff. Like these movies have not made money; they're making less and less money every movie. And there's only one Marvel movie coming out this year. That's Deadpool 3. It's highly anticipated. If it does not do well, they really should consider just like a restart on whatever they're doing. I think they're getting there anyways with a soft reboot with like the X-Men stuff when that eventually comes. But like if Deadpool just is not a good movie and people don't care, then you're right about the R thing. They're probably maybe we get something slightly violent on like Disney Plus, like the Searchlight or whatever Spotlight that they call it. Yeah, I that being said, I don't think Deadpool is going to be a bad movie. I think there's too many good things behind it. Ryan Reynolds is just a genius when it comes to like marketing, first and foremost. Plus his like improv is like
he's the perfect
Deadpool.
Yeah, he is the perfect Deadpool.
He has a lot of creative control in that. And I think that's more of a Ryan Reynolds thing than it is a Marvel thing, even though it will be a Marvel movie, you know. But I have a lot of hope in that movie, and I think we're all going to be excited and have fun with it because the stuff that was coming out about what the movie is going to be about looks really cool. I've seen some of the set stuff, and I'm excited. I'm excited for it.
We'll have to wait for that.
Yeah, but
looking forward to it. But
That's dude, I love that the battery life on this older camera, like we're still at like a quarter of the battery life. We could go another hour if we wanted to.
yeah, I don't know if people can handle another hour of us.
Yeah, there's only 2 people here this whole show anyway, so it's all good. I usually get the rewatch throughout the week. But yeah, I think it's going to do it for this week of Jon Does. These now hour and a half episodes we're able to do.
XL episodes.
These XL episodes.
150, episode 157.
Yeah, this is 157. I've done so many of these fucking episodes. And it's almost like less and less people watch every time.
Well, that's not true at all.
I'm just kidding.
We had a bunch of people watch that, the Zack Snyder one.
The Zack Snyder one has like, I think it's like 250 or something like that. Where I normally average like 40.
Hey man, everybody starts somewhere.
Oh, I'm not saying these things as the like, oh man, I mean I like to self-deprecate a bit, you know, but we have fun. And look, I've had weeks and weeks where nobody's come in live, and I've done 157 of these episodes. So.
Hats off.
So prepare for more, bitches. No, that's it. That's it for this week. I got a lot of stuff. Going on. But don't forget to head on over to Instagram, follow me on Wild Dinosaur, and please go over to wilddinosaur.com and buy some merch.
Check out the music videos too.
I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of cool stuff I just announced today, but I need work so bad. It's getting kind of sketchy for me over here. So go buy some merch from wilddinosaur.com. Some cool stuff there, guys. I'm telling you.
Bring this man back from the dead.
Bring me back from the dead. All right, Pat. Do you have anything else you want to say to anybody?
I want to say that I am proud to be an American. No, I mean, you know what, though? That pharmaceutical stuff is making me less and less proud to be an American. It's pretty sad.
Wow. We got to get you out of that job.
All right. But, yeah, check out wilddinosaur.com and have a great weekend.
There's also a link in the description to donate to Planned Parenthood, speaking of the medical industry.
Yeah, stick it to the medical industry.
By donating to Planned Parenthood.
By getting some free condoms.
By getting abortions. And hey, you don't need an abortion? Go get one anyways. You're a dude? Go get an abortion. I support that. I support that message. Just kidding. No,
you know what? We're on that note.
Planned Parenthood, go get some condoms, go donate some money, and we will see you guys next week. Later.